What has this been like? How difficult has this been to, keep feeling like you're making certain progress and then get hit with something else that you have to kind of start over again?
Well, I mean, I think that, the mindset that I'm in now is I needed this done. And it's done, and now it's kind of on a road to recovery. I just couldn't play. I couldn't throw. And this last MRI showed that next step needed to be done. And we tried the rehab. It just didn't work. So, after that comes, what can we do surgically to fix this? And it's fixed. And now, like I said, hopefully you could start throwing now, relatively pain-free.
When you look at this particular injury, is this, in your mind, what had been the biggest holdup in terms of your throwing, even going all the way back to spring in the offseason?
Well, that I don't know. I rely, on the doctors. They gave me a rehab program. I stuck to the rehab program. Just didn't see the results. So, we came back in here, and I needed those games, to kind of see where I was at. The practices, you could kind of grin and bear it a little bit. But then once the games came, it showed me that, something's going on and something's wrong. And that, we needed to, try to get this done, whether it was, whatever the decision was going to be, that, I needed to say something to get a month head start of this as opposed to just continually trying to grind through it, and it just wasn't happening.
So not to put words in your mouth, but would you say then in part the diagnosis was almost a relief that there was something physically wrong that could be fixed?
Well, I could feel something physically wrong, but it was nice that, everybody was in agreement that, this will make you feel better. And, I certainly needed that.
Mark.
David.
Mark.
A lot of people, many people who face this kind of scenario might have a hard time wanting to keep sticking with it. It doesn't seem like you're in that place at all. So if you could explain, why, despite all of this, you're so driven to try to get back, even though, it's obviously it's been a long road back.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess the easy answer to that is, I love what I do. And we've certainly had, some roadblocks here the last couple of years as far as my health goes. But this is something that, goes beyond, just throwing a baseball. At some point I'm going to want to take my kids out and play catch with them. At some point I'm going to want to be able to utilize my right arm, in a normal way, kind of a daily basis. And, this hopefully corrects all of that. So now, because I have a passion for this game, because I have a passion, for what I do, and it's been taken away from me these last couple of years, I think that that's certainly a motivating factor. And I think also, knowing that, at some point baseball is going to come to an end, but I want to go, play catch with my kids and, just enjoy kind of a normal life after baseball, that, it was a no-brainer to get this done, and let's get the rehab going and kind of see where we're at.
Howie.
David, are you able, or were you able to separate the issues to where you could say that apart from the shoulder, that the other stuff was manageable to the point where if the shoulder comes back, you will be on a positive path?
I'm not sure I understand. So you're saying, can I compartmentalize?
Yeah, in other words, if the shoulder is healed, were the other issues with the neck and the back and all the rehab you had to do to get ready whenever you went out, is all of that manageable so that if the shoulder comes back, you are, wherever it's going to lead, be good to go?
Yeah, I think that's the goal. I know certainly what kept me from progressing in my rehab and, ultimately playing in more minor league games and, possibly, trying to play September here was my throwing shoulder. I mean, I just, the pain, was one thing. It was just got to the point where it was just unbearable to, have to sit down, get a ball hit to me at third base and try to make the throw across the diamond. It just, something was certainly wrong with my shoulder. And like I said, I'm just glad now that that was the most glaring issue at the time, and that was the biggest roadblock for me. And now, I think that that's solved, and excited to kind of be on that road to recovery now.
And how is the back, specifically with regard to the stenosis? Is that manageable, however difficult it is?
Yeah, the back, it is what it is. I think that I've kind of, been accustomed to just dealing with that.